You a Star Wars fan? Because you'll be amazed at number one, that a lot of women might be into the shit that you're into, but you're so worried about her judging you that you don't give it half a chance. But also some of the things that you're not into, you'll be amazed at how women would want to get into it because they want to get closer to you.
A lot of times they say shit like, "Oh, I'm free on weekends," or I'm usually free on Thursdays," or whatever the hell. So if it makes sense, then I schedule a date.
If she really liked you from the get-go, there would be no reward system you would have to look for to do anything for, right? Because it would automatically be there, And I like to do this in conversation sometimes. When you're speaking with somebody and you'll hear a girl say something like, "I'll never do this," or I don't like this, or I don't like that. And then you'll notice you'll say, "Nah, I kind of like it. I like it when blah, blah, blah." And she's like, well, yeah, when you say it like that, I like it, and it's just kind of like, yeah, you switched up awfully fast for somebody that just really said they don't like something. And so, there's always been clues out there for fellas to understand, like, yo, if they really like you, they will change their whole political party.
They're not giving her real instruction. They're not letting her know what it really is. And most dudes don't do it. Most dudes don't say what it is because they're afraid to hear no, or they're afraid to bring up sex too early and all of this and all of that. But the bottom line is this. Either, again, and somebody said it, either she's feeling you or she's not. You understand? Either she's feeling you or she's not. We got to stop all this nonsense, man. Guys are too afraid to hear no, and it's like I'd rather hear no than to waste 2, 3, 4 dates and time spent, money spent, and all this other shit just to find out that you wasn't feeling me any damn way. You see what I'm saying? But so with me, first date is cool. If you don't want to do it on the first date, no problem. You could be on your period or whatever it is. There's a lot of things that could be off on the first date, right? It doesn't matter. But second date, you gotta know what it
is. For me, I like exclusive vagina to me. And that's because I don't want to catch nothing to have my later years messed up. And I like to stroke without no condom on. It feels great. So I like it.
So you like to be hugged by the sugar walls? You like to be hugged?
Yeah. I like that velvet, plush velvet. The smoothness. So,
but even then, Jay Roman, I hear you.
He don't get up for nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So, and the reason is because he has to conserve his energy to do 3 full workouts a day up until his competition date. You understand? So when he's in season, he literally just works out as hard as he can. Then he sits on the couch and his wife brings him everything. The only thing she don't do is fucking piss for him, right? So what I'm saying is, it's one thing to have a wife that does it, because you said earlier, these were the words you used. You said a woman who says, "Oh, I rock with this dude, so I don't mind doing this." But see, it's a difference between a woman who doesn't mind and a woman who cheerfully wants to do it. Understand the position of a simp. Make sure you understand the position of a friend zone nigga. Make sure you understand that a man doesn't do anything for nothing. You understand? So run the game, be careful, and do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm. And that's right there, Jay Roman. And that's the problem. Your main chick should always be prioritized over all the new chicks. Right? The new chicks should not get preferential treatment. Right? So what would make it difficult for a lot of women is if you're giving girlfriend treatment to the new chick. Right? So this is why when you very first meet women, you have to establish boundaries and parameters where they got to earn everything. So that way, when the main chick is with you and she knows you're dealing with new women, she knows they have to go through the gauntlet too. They just don't get shit quicker. Like
streets be the maze. Hosts on the mic, carry case set in the blaze. Sagging, Miles Cunham with the game so tight. J. Roman lit the torch, keeping it right. Manhood's the challenge, skill set to master. In a world moving fast, gotta move faster. Trap beat, pounding 808, shake the floor. Guided by the host, wisdom like law. Carry K drops jewels, the crowd enthralled. Words cut deep, no need for brawls. Miles Cunningham, tactics sharp like a dagger. Navigates the game, makes the haters stagger. Journey to manhood, no easy feat. Lessons from the masters, words concrete. J. Roman with the keys, opens the door. Manhood's the path, got a crave for more. Manhood's the challenge, skill set to master. In a world moving fast, gotta move faster. Trap beat, pounding 808, shake the floor. Guided by the host, wisdom like law.
Oh,
Yo, we back at it.
Miles Cunningham. Yo, get the soap, man. Get the soap, man. Get the soap, man. Get the soap, man. But what's going on, everybody?
Man, it's a beautiful Saturday out here in San Antonio. It's like 75 degrees. It's lovely.
Man, nigga, we might have to change the time for this show. This middle of the day on my fucking Saturday, I don't know anymore. I'm getting
Yeah, you getting some cabin fever?
Yeah, we're gonna have to do this shit at like 9 in the morning or something, because my Saturdays, I'm losing my Saturdays, man.
Hey, we can definitely talk about it behind the scenes. But I feel you, Miles. It's like as soon as you get ready to get up and go, it's right around this time. And you're like, damn. I feel you though. Hey, so real quick, hey, we appreciate all y'all in the chat, the ladies. You know what I'm saying? You know, I need that estrogen in the live. Real quick, what are we talking about? Do guys really know how to choose the right woman?
No.
Now, the answer is no. Yeah, I agree with that. That's really a rhetorical question. And we got some clips to show y'all where we're going to kind of break down how some of these guys are moving out here and some of the expectations that these men have of women. But here's the thing. If you don't have a vision, if you don't have something for the woman to follow, she's going to create her own path in your life. Right? And you don't want a woman coming in your life creating her own path. But if you don't have something for her to follow, for something for her to sink her teeth into, then she got to do what she got to do with it. But before we get into this, Miles, I heard you sold out of the shea butter. Is that true?
Yes, the shea has been sold out. All gone.
There we go. We go.
Hey, shout out to everybody that supported the shea butter, man. We basically sold out in 2 days. 2 days.
That's what's up.
And you know what's special about, you know, that is that that was the last batch for the season, because, you know, as for everybody, you know, if you don't know, I only do it in the fall and the winter time, and it's already starting to get like warm again. So that was literally the last batch for the season. So if you missed it, then you got to wait till next year, man. But shout out to everybody that supported. Appreciate y'all so much. And to show love, man, from now until Valentine's Day, from now until February 14th, 20% off on all soaps at Masculine Identity. 20% off. Just type in the word love, LOVE, in the discount box on the checkout page, masculineidentity.com. That's the Cunningham soaps and the Masculine Identity soaps. So just go to masculineidentity.com on the checkout page, type in the word love, and you get 20% off. Frankie Shy got 2 jars. There you go. Hey, Frankie, make sure you store your jars in the fridge, man, because it's a delicate product and it's all natural. There's no preservatives in the bitch, so it'll you gotta put it in the fridge to make sure you maintain it, man. You feel me?
Yeah, Miles. I went to your site to try and order some, and I said, "Fuck," because when you were doing the show with Al, you was doing a countdown. I got 6 left. I got 4 left. Right when you said you had 4 left, I said, let me log on before that shit is gone. And I got up to go do something, and I came back and I said,
should have did it like me right here right here.
Hey, look, if you snooze, you lose. Y'all He's buying multiple jars. Goddamn it! Stop it. Buy one.
Yeah, I had a few dudes buy more than one jar. That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah.
Right, so I guess I gotta wait till next year and shit.
Yes, sir.
I'm disappointed. But yo, y'all get that soap.
Y'all
that soap is real though.
Soap. That's all I know.
Yeah.
We talking about the shea butter. The lemon soap is.
There you go. Oh, Nate, you got some.
The lemon soap is it, and I advise you fellas, don't do your everyday about to go to work with the lemon soap. Do it when she's about to come over and smell the essence of the lemon and go ahead and sit there like a lemon popsicle and have her enjoy this.
Jay Roman.
I don't know if you fellas know how to set up an evening.
That's some real shit. You got to be strategic with the smell good.
Yeah.
You got to be strategic.
You can't have too many steps on it, fellas.
Hey, and I'll be honest with you. A lot of people don't know, but lemon is a natural deodorant.
Yeah.
Lemon is it like you could like there's some people them natural fufu shishi folk they rub lemon in their underarm, natural lemon, and it works as a natural deodorant. That's a fact.
Yeah, put it in the towel, put it in the wash towel, preserve the soap, and get the lather up. Don't put it straight on your body, fellas. Learn how to do the soap. You lather a washcloth up, or a loofah or something like that, and you do it like that. It preserves your soap and scrubs your body, make you smell good.
Also, steam is your best friend. Make sure that steam is on because it opens your pores. Put the soap on. And then slap some shea butter or some baby oil on top of that so it traps in the scent.
You see that? If you could look at it, right? That is actual mint leaves and lemon zest. You see that? See the orange stuff on it? It turns orange because of the saponification process, but that is 100% real lemon zest right there. The green stuff is 100% real mint leaves.
Stay on the line afterwards, Miles. I got something else for you that's along that lines. I'm gonna tell you, man.
Hey, that nigga Miles always said we cutting into his day, nigga. You might want to make it quick, nigga. But anyway.
Yeah. Well, I can't say it right now. I don't want anybody taking the idea.
I feel you on that. So again, guys, what are we talking about? Do guys really know how to choose the right woman? In just a moment, we'll put up the call-in line. But fuck it, let's go ahead and get into this so we can, get everybody's feedback. So let me pop up the first joint. Right, this bitch ass nigga right here.
Oftentimes, a guy is trying to see it through with you, but you are just not wife material. You think you know what it is to be the wife that man is asking for, and then you don't do, and you're not receptive on what he is asking for.
It could have not been that also. It could have just been something.
No man is sticking with the girl for 5 years for no reason. I'm telling you that right now. And if you gave me the only reason that I think that would happen, would have to be a placeholder in a sense where he can't get any other girl.
Or it could be that he didn't feel where he want to be financially, successful wise. A lot of those. I'm not
adding variables because I could say yes and I could say no to both. Right? But what I'm saying, speaking on the skeleton that we have, if a man and a woman are together, and this is why I did add this one layer, she said that this is not the first time that this has happened. Okay?
Okay. I don't you know what? I'm gonna refrain from personal attacks. But let me say this real quick. Okay.
You're talking about his hairline, right?
Everything about the dude is just off.
Yeah.
The way he speaks, his topic of conversation, everything is off. Let me just say this though, and this is what guys have to understand. You're the one who cultivates the situation with your woman.
Facts.
The problem with guys, y'all looking for ready-made women that hit the ground running and they know exactly what to do in your life.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you why that's impossible. That's impossible because you're different from all the other men she's previously dealt with. Good or bad, negative or positive, you're different. And guys have to understand that women conduct themselves differently with different men. Period. Right? So a woman who's around a masculine, dominant, assertive man who has boundaries, she's going to conduct herself distinctly differently from a man who's a pushover. a man who has no boundaries, a man who has no self-respect, a man who gives women the keys to the kingdom and she ain't earned it.
Right.
Women are going to treat you differently. Even if she's predisposed to be a submissive woman, once she encounters a man who's a bitch, she can't help but to be the opposite of what she's predisposed to do.
Right.
And now she might try to be that woman, but the more she deals with you and the more the bitch come out of you, the more she realizes, I can't respect this man, right? And I want guys to understand this. When you are picking women to be in relationships with, and you're primarily motivated by her beauty, you're primarily motivated by the fact that you like to fuck her raw, you're primarily motivated by how you feel, right? You know, I like the way I feel when I'm with her. If you're primarily motivated by those things and you get into a relationship, you're going to talk how he's talking. Well, you're not wifey material. If she's not wifey material, how did she get the title of girlfriend?
How did she get there? Facts.
How did she get the invitation to be in your life beyond that of a fuck buddy if she hasn't demonstrated the qualities that you would look for in a girlfriend or a wife? How did she make it past those checks and balances? Y'all got it.
Yeah, man. I tell guys this, you know, I be saying this on the lives, that you have to see yourself in a woman before you see yourself in a woman. So what I mean is that initially when you see the woman, you want to smash, you want to put something inside of her, right? You want to put yourself inside of her, meaning you want to have sex, right? Because that's the carnal initial knee jerk response when you see a woman that's attractive. But when we start talking about like serious connection beyond sex, you have to see yourself in the woman, meaning you got to see the values that you hold dear. You got to see things that mean something to you, things that speak to you and your masculine identity. You have to see that in the woman. So me, for example, like, you know, y'all hear me talk about my products, how natural they are and all that other stuff. That's a very big part of my life. Like I'm from Jamaica. I sit and have discussions with my dad and my mom and other people in my family about herbs and all these other things. And I shy away from like medicine and all that type of shit. I rather find the herb and drink the tea that does it. You know, I rather, you know, really like do something that is natural, right, for my health and for my well-being and so on and so forth. Like, you know, the other day I had somebody, a loved one, that had some inflammation in their wrist because they had an injury. I went and I juiced them an elixir. You understand? They took 3 shots of that shit, went to sleep, woke up, no more pain in their wrist. You understand? I'm that type of guy, right? Now, I say that to say that I believe in natural. And so much so that I believe in it on the cosmetic end as well. So when I see these women with these, bro, I put up a video on my stories the other day of a woman. The woman had hair down to her shoulder, natural hair down to her shoulder. She shaved her hair bald as me just to put on a fucking lace front wig.
What?
Yes. They showed you, they got the clippers. She shaved her shit bald. And then she put on a lace front wig. Yes, sir. That's what these hoes is doing out here right now. So I bring all that up to say that, and for those of you who's been to the seminars and you met my woman in person, you've seen my woman. My woman hair is almost as short as mine. And the reason why I love it is because it's natural. You understand what I'm saying? I love it because it's natural. My woman don't got to wear too much makeup to look good.
Wait, Miles, did you say your woman's hair is short as yours? Nigga, you ain't got no hair. I'll fucking put you away.
But the thing is, she got a shortcut. You understand what I'm saying? And the reason why that appeals to me is the natural aspect of it. And it's more than just the look. It says something about the person. What it says to me is that you are confident enough and you see yourself as beautiful enough where your beauty doesn't lie in your hair. Your beauty exudes from whoever you are from within, no matter what's on your head. You get what I'm saying? Not to mention the things that I love to do anyway. I don't want to get into that. But what I'm saying is, because I look at myself and I'm able to be exactly who I am naturally, and I have a certain confidence about my appearance, I need my woman to be that way. So I can't have my woman wearing fucking tons of, like, a whole fucking jar of makeup. I can't have my woman wearing some goddamn crazy lace front wig with the fucking baby hairs all in her, like all that baby hair shit around here. I can't have that. Like none of that shit is attractive to me. And it's sad because the older I get is the more women get knocked off the table for me. Because all of these fucking females is on the same shit with the fucking wigs and the weaves and the lace fronts and the baby hair. And it's all fake. And if that's what it takes for you to feel confident to leave your fucking house, I don't want you. You see what I'm saying? So I bring all that up to say that if I don't see certain levels or certain values in a woman, I would never choose her in the first place. So that's why I know it's a lot of niggas that's choosing the wrong bitch, because they don't even think about themselves when they're trying to choose a woman. They're just looking at the woman for her appearance. And ultimately, if you're looking at a woman for her appearance, it's because you think that other people think she's good looking. Like you ever hear these same niggas talking about, I literally heard this nigga on an interview on the panel one time. He was like, yo, if a bitch ain't got at least 500,000, followers on her Instagram, I ain't fucking with her. So you literally just explained to the world that the only way you can be attracted to a woman is if 500,000 other motherfuckers is attracted to her.
You know what's so fucked up, Miles?
Yeah.
Okay, real quick. I dropped a video either yesterday or the day before, and I was talking about how all women are average, no matter how attractive they are. And I alluded to that fact that a lot of guys, their dating preferences aren't their own.
Right.
They want women that other men fawn over, so that way they feel good about themselves. But when you think like that, or you have that mentality, there is something missing within you. Okay, you have a level of insecurity, low self-esteem, and a lack of self-assuredness because you're using the woman to uplift yourself.
Exactly.
Basically, I got a beautiful woman on my arm and everybody's staring at my woman. Now I feel good about myself. Do you know how much of a loser you have to be to have that mindset? But I got it.
Yeah, you got it, Jay.
I'm gonna change my answer from the get-go when it says, does guys really know how to choose the right woman? Yes, they do. Because we sit and we say that they design everything in their life. The thing is, a bad leader still designed something. He designed bad leadership and a bad follower, and now he's contingent with that woman. My thing is, you have designed for the moment. So yeah, you chose for the moment, and your moment was she looks good, she does this, she does that, and that was it. And that's the woman you chose to lay down with, to spend your time with. Now things are progressed and you've grown some, and you realize that you didn't choose the right woman, not because where you were at, but where you were going. And I think one of the biggest things that men have is forethought. You got to think down the line. I mess with a lot of women. I didn't want them to have my child because I knew I didn't want them to have my child.
Exactly.
Right. So, and it wasn't, I just didn't want kids. It's like, no, you cannot be my child's mom.
Right.
From the things that I see right now. And even though we just having fun, I still know that, hey, anything could happen. And next thing you know, we got this little one and I got to deal with you for the rest of my life. And I don't want to do that.
Real talk.
So I'm not going to have this child with you. And I think that you got to have forethought. You got to have goals. You got to have direction, no matter what you're doing in life right now. And it still has to match. If you're just going around saying, I'm just smashing women right now, and you're keeping it like that, you still got to think about your future. You still got to think about your goals to make sure that it stays aligned. So yeah, you guys have been picking the right one for that moment without thinking about your future. And then all of a sudden you promoted a fling to a girlfriend, then you promote a girlfriend to a wife, but they're always behind in your direction.
Right.
They're not up to where you're actually going to be at because you're only doing it for that moment. How does some girls go from fling to girlfriend, but yet you still don't like them?
Right.
Like you just like smashing. You just like doing certain things. You don't want to introduce her to this person or that person. But yeah, we together though. We together. How are you going to get together with somebody that does an ultimatum?
Right.
You know, if a woman gives you an ultimatum to get together, you don't really like her because there would be no ultimatum there.
Exactly.
Well, not only that,
you moving.
if a woman is giving you an ultimatum, you don't have any power in a relationship. Or I'm not even say I don't want to say power. You don't have influence, because if you had influence, she wouldn't seek the need to have power. Because that's what ultimatum is basically a tug of war for power. So someone can actually get someone else to do something they want. So if a woman is already coming at you with ultimatums, that says something about how she views you as a leader in the situation. That she doesn't trust your leadership style or how you do things. So she wants to wrestle control and then have you follow her. So that right there, the relationship is already fucked up. You know what I'm saying? The moment a woman gives you an ultimatum, it's pretty much over at that point. Right. You know what I'm saying? But guys will stay in a relationship. Why? They want in-house pussy. You know, and I'm gonna tell you right now. And here's the thing, right? And this is one thing that I can't stand. This is why when guys say, "I'm looking for a girlfriend" or "I want to be in a relationship," and you ask them why, they can't answer it. There's a long pause and silence. And the reason why, and Jay Roman, you said it, they don't have any forethought of what that entails to have a woman in their life in that role or that capacity. They just want a woman. It's kind of like a little kid saying, "Mommy and Daddy, buy me a dog." She doesn't understand what it takes to take care of that animal, to have a pet, to have to clean up after it, to have to make accommodations for that animal to be, you know, in your home, yard, or wherever you keep it, and the money that it takes to take it to the vet, to feed it and all that. They don't understand the undertaking. They just see that little shiny thing and they want it. And that's exactly how a lot of guys look at women. She look good, ass is fat, she look nice in some yoga pants, I want her. But they don't understand, even in a casual sex encounter, there are still management that needs to happen. And to your point, Jay Roman, right? If you're not managing a casual sex encounter correctly, you can impregnate that woman. And now you got her for the next 18-something years dealing with that woman. Go ahead, Miles. You want to speak to it?
No. I'm just exclaiming 18 years.
Yeah. And all because she looked good to you. And guys, look, as warm-blooded heterosexual men, we all want a nice-looking woman, at least a woman who's nice-looking to us. Fuck what everybody else think about her. Exactly. At least she's nice-looking to us. We all want that. We all want something nice to look at when we take off our clothes and we lay her down, right? We all want that. But at what cost, though, right? You should never have to compromise yourself at all to get that or to have access to that woman. And I think a lot of guys, they don't understand their power as men, where you can choose the right women to put in whatever role you need to put them in, but have things go seamless or smoothly. But as long as you know how to choose what's right for you. But here's the key. Do you even know what's right for you?
That's the thing. That is the main.
That's what I'm saying.
You really got to know yourself, and I mean not just know yourself, but know who you are, the directions you want to take, how you want things done. How does a marriage look like to you? How does a relationship look like to you? What type of roles do you have for that? What type of things, is going to sustain you to be the leader of the household, right? So my thing is that a lot of times, and that's why these shows, and you guys been doing this for some years, it's been really, really great, because a lot of men don't come to this till later on. So they're already in certain positions.
Exactly.
And then they wake up and say, you're right. Exactly. It's kind of funny. Like I was at work talking to a guy, and we have a lot of conversations, and it finally hit him. He's already divorced and everything. And, he's cool now. But it finally hit him that he had a lot more in the design of the relationship falling apart than he thought.
Right.
And how it was developed and things. So that's the thing. You guys, if a young man can get to this point and know themselves and really know game and their manhood prior to, they're going to be so well off than a lot of gentlemen that's 40, 50, 60 that's been with women, and then finally they get it, like, you know what? I've been letting this get away. I've been letting that get away. I've been in this society, breathing what society says. Happy wife, happy life. I've been doing all this other stuff, and it's wrong. It's wrong to develop the relationship, but we got a call.
All right. We got 214. You are on live on the Manhood is a Skill Set show. We got your host, K-Zag. We also have Jay Roman and Miles. Name, age, city. How can we help you?
Hey, good brother. How can
Hold on. I really do need your name, age, and city. You don't have to tell us your city, but at least the age, bro. We need it.
Oh, okay. This is Mark,
Okay.
Oklahoma City.
Okay.
Yep.
How old are you?
47.
47. Great. Please go ahead.
How can we say a man would know how to pick a female with the 90% divorce rate we got? We can't even fix our mouth to say anything like that.
Wait. Hold on. Let me. Can you repeat what you just said? I just want to make sure I heard you correctly, please.
How can black males say they know how to pick a female?
Wait. The question is, do guys really know how to choose the right woman? So what we're actually saying is that most guys do not know how to. Are you not paying attention?
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, okay.
I'm introducing the proof that we got a 90% divorce rate to prove that.
Well, yeah. Well, that's why we do this show, brother. That's why we do the show.
The way you were saying it.
Yeah, the way you were saying it was like, what?
It was kind of lined up, questioning the whole premise of what we're talking about. So, but go ahead, caller.
Well, let me say this before he continues. The divorce rate is not 90%. That's a little high. I would say that 60-70% of all divorces are initiated by women. That's true. But here's the thing, though, and this is the thing that most guys don't talk about. Real quick, caller. We'll pass it back to you. What most guys don't realize is that the reason why a lot of these women are filing for divorces is because they settled for the men that they're with. So if you're the type of guy where a woman settled for you and you weren't her first choice, shouldn't the onus be on a man to know what kind of woman he has in his life?
We get divorced because there's two things to make something work, and that's a knowledge base and a skill set. Those have been taken from us through this slavery system. We don't know what a relationship is. We don't know what a marriage is. We've never been taught those things properly. Our fathers have been removed out of the black community. We don't have fathers anymore. We have a bunch of single moms running around here.
Right.
We have things called projects. Fatherhood has been destroyed.
Right.
The black male has been killed off, jailed off, cracked off, and wrapped off, prisoned off, to where it's the man that teaches. It's the man in the house. The man is the policeman of the house. The man teaches the children how to value life and things in life. The man, when we had an 80% divorce rate before 1970, it was because no daughter picked a mate. They had these things that we used to have called fathers and men in the house that would pick a mate for the daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Now the thing that picks the mates today is something called the television. It tells you your vision, and they use all the females want to live a rap video, and so they pick pants sagging, dick grabbing, no job having rapper dudes and try to make husbands out of.
Okay, real quick, caller, but hold on, real quick.
Not a husband.
Caller, and there's validity to what you're saying, but here's the problem with that. All right, so let's go back to fatherless homes. The only way a home can be fatherless if guys are impregnating women that don't deserve their seed.
Right.
So no matter what's going on, it all comes back to the man. So let's go with what you're saying about how some women might choose the wrong guy. So hold on real quick. So real quick, brother. Hold on, brother. Hold on.
I got you, K. Caller, listen. We let you give your whole fucking diatribe of dick grabbing, pants sagging rappers and all that. Let the host of the show speak, okay? Or I will have to hang up on you, all right?
But what said wasn't.
Okay, hold on, bro. Let me
brother. I'm gonna ask you one more time. You gonna let K finish his point, or I'm gonna have to let you go. I don't care if you think it's correct or not. He has to finish his point.
Let him finish.
Thank you.
So the problem is a lack of male mentorship, right? But it starts from men who are impregnating women who aren't worthy to carry their seed, let alone their last name. Everything begins with men. Show me a society where women are running amok, and I'm going to show you a society where men are the weakest men in the world. That's the problem. And again, I'm not saying you don't have valid points. What I'm saying is, if what you're saying is accurate, then more now than ever, we need men who are solid men to teach these wayward men how to be men, so women don't have an overabundance of males to select from. The problem is there aren't enough men to select from. But y'all got it.
Right. But what I was saying was, you can't fault the men for that. One, because they're not forcing themselves on they're not forcing themselves on these females.
Okay.
These females.
So who are we faulting? Real quick. Who are we faulting? Who are we faulting then?
It's both genders' fault. It's 25% male fault, 75% female fault.
Oh my God.
Yeah, caller. This is the thing. I want you guys to understand when you call in the show. There's 3 of us on the show, so we may listen to you, which is going to take one person talking, and then there will be 3 different responses. So you might have to listen to all 3 to respond. So it's going to be a 1 for 3 thing going on, just to let you know. As one of the guys on the show here, I would tell you there's a lot of stuff I feel is wrong with your premise. Okay, some of it's right, some of it's wrong, and I'm gonna tell you the parts that I feel like is right. Yes, we have been affected by things culturally, but as soon as somebody tells you what it is that is affecting you, you now have the knowledge, and then you have to do better from there. So what I get tired of is people saying, man, our households is affected by slavery. Well, if you know what it was affected by, then everybody now, because half the problem is knowing the problem, has the opportunity to fix the problem. I have a lot of individuals that I've grew up with, played football with, and things like that. I will tell you, I'm counting my 10. There are more fathers in the home that are not. And a lot of times we like to look at what is spewed on TV and then believe the narrative that they give us about us. There are more people that are doing things. I will admit, 10% of any race, any society is shit. 10% of people if society ain't no good in any facet or form. So my thing is this: if you know, then we all have the opportunity to do better. Are we doing better? That's individually up to the individual. Now, your premise about blaming, I blame men for everything. And and this, I'm gonna tell you why. You cannot sit and say I'm a leader and then blame other people for your bad leadership. Leaders can only be blamed for the leadership. You can't say, hey, I'm here to calm your life, to guide your life, to help drive your life if you follow me, and then turn around and say, well, I blame you for everything on this going wrong. That does not make any sense to me.
When can I respond?
I'll tell you when. So
okay,
those are 2 things for me that I know most people you're going to look for to kind of break that down. But if you really think about it, take the leadership out and put it in any other facet of role. When does the leader, if a company is going bad, the first person they look at is leadership. Supervisors.
True.
Supervisors up to them. Supervisors up to them, all the way to the top. Next thing you know, the CEO is gone. Now, 1 or 2 employees. Cool. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, you said leadership is responsible and accountable. 100% true. The problem is the black man hadn't been the leader of the black community for the past 150 years. The white slave masters put it in the hands of the black female. So she's run the black community. She's done an excellent job of running the black community into the damn ground. And that's why we have these pants sagging, dick grabbing, no jobs having. Because every criminal has done different crimes, but they have one thing in common. They come out of the womb of a woman. And the woman was the female, her mother was his first teacher. So yes.
Let me ask you a question, then, just real quick.
Leadership is key. Yes,
Let me ask you a question real quick. How long can we keep saying that? 200 more years? 300 more years? 400 more years? Like how long is that going to be the argument about slavery? I'm not saying that it doesn't have its effects.
Right.
So let me interject. Hold on, caller. Let me interject.
Hold on,
real quick. Let me interject something. There's a such thing called cause and effect, right? So cause and effect is a relationship between two things when one thing makes something else happen, right? So let's go to rap videos, right? Let's talk about that. The quote unquote slave masters from 200 years ago, they're not the ones making these Negroes do these rap videos. They're not the ones selling that image.
Yes, sir. Yes,
no, bro. No, bro. See. This is what you're doing. This is what you're doing. You're taking personal. Hold on. What you're doing is there are men out here or males. They're making individual, personal decisions to move a certain way, and what you're doing is taking the responsibility and accountability out of their hands and putting it on someone else as if they don't have control over their own actions.
And if you really think about it, rap videos didn't start off like that.
What happens, you have to look up on YouTube and the internet in the late 90s, white agents and managers of record companies, a handful of them wanted a political agenda to put negative trash.
We know that, bro. We know that. Everybody knows that, fam.
I didn't interrupt you. They called a meeting for all the top rappers, and they said, we want to hear about y'all shooting each other. We want to hear about y'all killing each other. We want to hear about y'all screwing y'all women and leaving them. We want to hear gangster rap, and we're going to pay billions upon billions of dollars for you to do that. That's the 200-year-old slave master that has permeated and penetrated the modern time. And
all right, so let me tell you this.
That video is available on YouTube, and if you do it,
okay, bro.
Before you go too far on this point, let me talk about the point you just made. Who do you think buys the music the most? Who has the money to buy the music?
80% of rap music is bought by white kids.
Exactly. So what we're saying now is they said this is what we want to hear, and that's totally true. I know that. But at the same time, why is it that we don't use this for the white kids, that we're using it for our kids about the disillusion of fathers and things like that? If they buy the music and listen to it and know all the lyrics to it and emulate and bop their heads and things like that, what is the difference? The difference is they don't hold on to that and say, hey, this is why we are the way we are. But we do.
Well,
my thing is, the first thing my grandfather told me about music, I'll never forget, I was in there listening to My Prerogative, Bobby Brown. I'm doing the steps. He comes in and chuckles at me. They're just entertainers that just get on stage and dance for you.
Right.
He let me know right then that entertainment and music and rappers, no matter what they try to portray, it's just entertainment. It's not real life.
Right.
It's not one's going to help you move forward in society. It's not a goal or anything like that. It's an entertainment. Just like if you turn on cartoons or watch a movie. Back in the day, the rappers and all that stuff would be court gestures. They'd be entertainers for us. Right. But if we don't teach our kids that it's just entertainment and not a way of life, they'll go on this way. So whose fault is it that's not being taught, because I teach my son that.
Right. There's your answer. That was the answer I was going to give.
Why do we void fathers like me out of this equation? Because there's a lot more fathers like me in this equation. I'm not special.
No, black fatherhood has been wiped out. You're one in a million.
No, he's not one in a million. No, he's not.
Man. I ain't special.
No, see, caller. The significant difference between J. Roman, myself, and other men who are fathers is we were picky about who we impregnated. And we made sure we were there to raise our children. So what makes us different than the countless other men that weren't there to raise their children? Now, caller, you might say, oh, well, these women wanted to do it themselves. Okay, then why did J. Roman and myself choose women who didn't want to do it themselves? See, it always come back to the man and his choice in the women he'll elect to deal with. You can't escape that.
True. And yeah, I agree with you. The reason you three did it is because you're exceptional men, and you did one thing. You made a conscious decision.
Right.
All three of y'all have a common denominator, and that's y'all had a role model in your life to teach you and show you the value of life. But you three guys are one in a billion, one in a zillion in the black community. I'm
gonna tell you right now, we're not that special. There's a lot of us out there, and I'm gonna tell you this: the same people that got together to say, "Hey, let's sell this violent rap music," got together on media and said, "Let's put it out there like these guys are one in a million if they become fathers. Let's put it out there so they continue to sell the stereotype of who they are." We're selling the stereotype of who we are now. And that's the point of being a man with some game. You make your own square. You stand for something that you stand for. And you preach that. And you go from there. And there's more of us that's doing that than you think. Because the only highlight you're going to see is the negative highlight. I see too many brothers when I walk down the street with their kids next to them. I see too many brothers when I walk down the street going to work or being at a place. Yeah, there's those ones I see that are not, but I'm also able to see the ones that are. And I think sometimes we get so spewed in these things back in the day and these stats and stuff, we forget to understand who's selling it to us. Because I'll count my own 10. Don't tell me who my 10 are. I'll count my own 10, and I realize I got more brothers around me that are fathers, that are father figures, and are helping out society. They went past just their family, but helping out other people.
Yeah.
So
let me add this. Most men that I know are either married or have been married, and a lot of them are fathers who love their children to death and who are there for their children every day of the week. Most men I know in my life are stand-up men who are either husbands, used to be husbands, but they're loving, doting fathers today.
Remember, you're right. You're absolutely right. But remember, good brothers, the number one rule of relationship is you attract who you are. And two, what did all y'all grandma teach y'all? Birds of a feather do what? Flock together. So because of y'all's excellence, y'all are attracting excellent men, but y'all are still the minority, acute minority. You're the one in a million, and I applaud y'all for now. Y'all are taking the positive energy that y'all got, and y'all are reaching out to the rest of it. I applaud y'all for that.
Okay. So this would be it for me, because I feel like we're going around in circles a little bit. Just to start talking about the numbers. This world is filled with a lot of different churches, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And when you go to church, you do still see men in church, right?
No, 90% of church is now females because masculinity has been completely kicked out of the black church. And you can go on YouTube and see a TD Jakes masturbating in church to a male stripper to prove my point.
Well, I didn't see that because I wouldn't watch that video. So, okay.
Well,
I digressed then on that point. You know, okay.
Hey, Miles, you want to add something, fam? Or you good?
I just want to ask the brother. Listen, so we got the internet, we got YouTube. You could literally go and find out about the meeting between the Jewish record company execs talking about rap and what they want from rap to make us into gangster rappers and believe the bullshit, and so we could keep the prison industrial complex in successful. So no, wait. So here's the thing: if we have access to all this information and we know all this shit, brother, when are we gonna put the onus on ourselves as men to stop putting our seed in these hoes? Like, when are we gonna do that? Because listen, it's a cycle. I understand what you're saying. It's the single mothers raising men that don't have a certain level of excellence. But what happened to the man that put the seed in that single mother? What happened to him? And what happened to his father and his father? Like, when are we going to look at ourselves, homie?
That's why I applaud you three brothers, because y'all are bringing that other positive. Y'all bringing positivity to a negative ass world. Y'all are a beacon of light in this ton of darkness.
Okay.
The only way somebody can change is through an example, and y'all are being an awesome, beautiful example.
Okay. All right. Well. Again, as I stated early on in the conversation, this is exactly why we do what we do. This is exactly why we get on here every weekend and do what we do. But we appreciate you for calling in and for supporting the show. And I'm glad we was able to get to a common ground so we could at least have this conversation. Exactly. So
it's coming with a slope, because I think you need to research some more positive things about brothers. Like,
yeah, that's a fact. I agree.
I think you'll be surprised about the numbers. Research. Like, I always hear this thing where, they talk about, you'll have, it's just like when folks say, oh, black men do the most crimes, but then you really look up and see who does it, and it's not us.
Right.
But who do the most murders, and you look at it and it's not us. So, I think you might need to do a little more positive research on the bros and see what's really going on. Just don't believe what they're putting out to you.
Right.
Besides that, thanks for the call.
So we appreciate you, brother. Thanks a lot. All right. You have a great weekend, and hopefully we can have another conversation on another topic.
You guys are every weekend?
Yeah, every weekend. For now, every weekend at 1:30, right, Kate?
For now, yeah, we got to negotiate. We got to negotiate that.
Right? But
I might be getting up at 5:00 in the morning, y'all. That basically is what they're telling me. So.
Every weekend 1:30 Eastern time, and then 12:00 Central.
Y'all can't do nothing. Y'all can't do more days.
We actually have another show called Real Game No Theory tomorrow at 12 noon on this very channel. Whatever channel you're watching it on now, we got.
I don't want you to call into that show just yet. I just want you to listen a couple weeks and then call in, because that show is an accumulation of manhood at a certain point.
Exactly.
So, a point
and
of thick
skin. And that show has 5 people on it instead of 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do shows on the weekend. One is at 12 noon Eastern time, and the other one is 1:30 Eastern time. All right.
Man, we need y'all positive energy every day, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, share it, caller. Share it with your brethren, with your comrades.
All right. We'll catch up with you, brother. All right.
All right, bro.
All right, take care. All right. 313. Hold on 1 second. Darius Humble Warrior with the $20 super chat. Appreciate you, man. He says, salute Game Kings. Just came by to admit that I didn't know how to choose the right woman for me and deserve everything that happened to me for not learning how to. Blaming others would only make me a grown boy, not a man. Facts. Real talk.
That's all we want y'all to do is take personal responsibility for what happens in your life. Negative or positive.
And we got 313. You're on live with the Manhood is a Skill Set Show. We got your host K-Zag. We also have J. Roman and Miles. Name, age, city. How can we help you?
Hey, how's it going? My name Mike 32.
Mike 32. What's going on with you, bro?
All right, I got 2 questions.
Yes, sir.
The first one is a woman who wants to be monogamous worth being monogamous to?
Okay, let me answer that. Okay, this is what I would tell you guys. Your decision to be monogamous or not should not hinge on what the woman wants. What do you want? Right?
Yeah.
Because if the woman wants to be monogamous and you don't, she got a decision she got to make.
Right.
Whether or not she's going to be in a relationship with you, knowing that she is sharing you. See, if you're dealing with a woman and you say, is she worth being monogamous too? That's almost as if you're following her.
Exactly.
And you are allowing what she is showing you to dictate the choices you make for yourself.
Right. Caller, you have a job?
Yeah.
Does your boss ask you what time you want to come into work, or does he let you know you got to come into work by this time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the answer to that first question. What's your second question?
Second one is, how would y'all go about obtaining information or listening to somebody who, where your morals don't align with?
What do you mean? How would you go about listening to someone where your morals don't align?
Or would you take advice from somebody who your morals don't align with?
Well, it depends on the actual information and the context, because just because I don't agree with somebody morally doesn't mean that what they have to say don't make no sense or might not make sense to me.
Exactly. They might, like caller, I'll give you an example. You might listen to a guy talk for 10 minutes. Maybe only 2 minutes of what he says resonates with you. The other 8 minutes, you throw that shit out.
Right.
Like, I can't use none of that shit. So when you talk about a man whose morals on the line, I'll just use myself as an example. If I'm watching a YouTube channel and a guy is teaching other men, did he hang up?
No, he's still in.
All right. And a guy is teaching other men to lie to women, to deceive and manipulate women. I have no desire to continue to listen to that shit because I don't agree.
Right. All right, caller.
So you say you wouldn't listen? You wouldn't listen at all, even
I would.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I wouldn't. If I tuned into him and the first thing I heard was him talking about manipulating and deceiving women, I would immediately turn off. Now, if he's saying some shit that makes sense to me, and then later on he throws that in there, I can say, damn, he was on fire the first couple of minutes. Now he on some bullshit, right? But go ahead, y'all got it.
Caller, I think the number one issue with both your questions is that you struggle with defining your own masculine identity, meaning that you struggle with trying to understand what you really want and what you're trying to what goals you're trying to accomplish, right? So the thing is that me knowing who I am, I can listen to anybody, whether I agree with them or not. I can listen to anybody and I can pull from it what I want. Right. And it's just like with the woman. I'm not going to ask a woman what she's trying to do as far as being in a relationship. No, I'm going to tell her what it is. And then she has to follow my lead. If she don't want to follow my lead, then that just indicates she's not my woman, period. So it really doesn't matter what's going on in the world. What matters is my state of mind, how I choose to see things, and based on my purpose and my identity. So I think for you, the real answer to your question is, who are you? That's the real answer to your question, because once you realize who you are, then you start to realize what you want. You start to realize your purpose. You start to realize how you want things to be. And then from there, you can start to filter the information that you need to fulfill your purpose, to speak to your identity, and to get to things in your life the way you want them. Do you understand that?
Man, I do. That was man. Thank you, Miles. That was great. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
hey,
brother. Let me explain something to you. And this ain't just a shameless plug. It's literally the reason why I created the Masculine Identity membership. You could go to masculineidentity.com and my membership is over there. But I realized a long time ago that one of the main reasons why guys have so many questions and difficulties when it comes to women, life, success, all of that shit is really because they don't know who they are. They have trouble really looking at who they are. And sometimes, you know, what's crazy too? You can look at yourself in the mirror, figuratively and literally, and you can actually see who you are. And sometimes you can be afraid. sometimes you can be afraid. You can be confused, because here's why you could be confused. And I talked about this on the masculine identity Monday night masterclass last week. Again, it sounds like a shameless plug, but I'm so sincere. The literal name of the class was Societal Norms versus Your Masculine Identity. Sometimes you look in the mirror and you see the man that you are, and because you know that people in society may have a problem with the man that you are, you start to get confused, because you like, but I love who I am, but I feel like everybody else gonna have a problem with who I am, and that shit scares you. So it puts you in a position where you're asking yourself literally, well, should I be me or should I be who they want me to be? And because you're back and forth, you don't know what to say to a woman. You don't know what to say to your boss. You don't even know what to do when you're listening to a video on YouTube and you think somebody's saying something that speaks to your identity, but at the back of your mind, you're like, but bitches ain't gonna go for that, so I can't really believe in what this man is saying. You understand? So you're in a constant state of confusion because you haven't truly accepted yourself yet.
Okay, and let me call it real quick before you jump back in there. Continental with the $9.99, deference, humble submission, and respect, no doubt. So in Miles, that was dope. That was dope. I'm gonna have to clip that and send that shit to you.
Yes,
so guys, what I want you in Caller, what I want you to understand, and the way that Miles put it is dope. The problem with a lot of guys is there are too many influences outside of you. Right? There's too many. Do you know how to quiet your mind and listen to your voice?
Exactly.
Right? So when you're influenced by rap music, or you're influenced by what women are saying online, right? The reason why you're influenced about that, or you're influenced by those things rather, is because you don't know who you are and you haven't settled into being comfortable in your own skin. So a lot of guys, they're looking for a sense of belonging. They're looking for a sense of acceptance. So what they're trying to do is emulate something that doesn't align with their masculine identity. Shout out Miles. And what's happening is you find yourself having this internal battle. It's because you're moving in such a way where you've been influenced by other things outside of you, but deep down inside, you know there's an issue with it. You don't feel right, but you do it because you say to yourself, well, everybody else is doing it. Right. And what happens is you don't want to seem like an outcast by thinking different, right? Because those who think different get ridiculed. Those who think different get ostracized, right? But when you love yourself and you don't give a fuck about nobody else's opinion, you welcome being ostracized. You welcome being ridiculed. And what you realize is, I'm living my truth. Those motherfuckers are still living a lie. And that's why they speak like that.
Facts. All right, caller.
Yeah, so can I ask one more question then before I go?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
So I mean, like, as far as like the societal norms for what you were saying, like, do you like you're saying like to go against all of that? Like, you don't like not go with that at all?
No. It's see, again, you're still trying to figure things out, and you're still trying to figure things out in reference to societal norms. What I'm saying, brother, is to look at who you are and then navigate from there, because there might be things in society that does align with your identity, and those things you can keep, and then the other things you can get rid of. But the first thing you got to do is look at yourself. That's the first thing you got to do. That's what I'm saying to you.
I got you.
Well, caller, and let me say this.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to fit yourself into the world, fit the world into your identity.
Right.
If that makes sense to you.
It's like it's kind of like you're going in the wrong direction. You understand?
Yeah. I mean, I'll just say, like, you know, a big thing for me, like, I'm with my girl right now, and it's like it's just, I don't know. I feel like I'm just not acting how I know it. Like you said, I'm not being me.
You're not being. Listen, I look, brother. Honestly, I really suggest you go to masculineidentity.com. There's a section on there where you can schedule a consultation. Man, I think we should get to talking. Honestly, I think we should get to talking. I do everything from 30-minute phone conversation to 1 hour video conversations, and you also get a copy of the video conversations so you could keep for yourself too. But we gonna let you go, okay, bro?
Appreciate it.
All right, man. Take it easy. Hey, fellas, I got to get up out of here. So I don't know if you want to like put up the phone lines and switch. All right, but everybody, peace. Like I said, thanks for getting the Shea Butter. J. Roman, you already know. K-Zach, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate you. All right, man. Peace.
Peace.
All right, y'all. A tidbit too before.
Yeah, so we're going to rock for about another hour. Real quick, J. Roman. We're going to rock for about another hour. The call-in line is closed. But if you have a question, however, you can put your question in the chat. Put a Q in the chat, followed by your question, and we'll get to it. Go ahead, fam.
I always like that one line, you cannot be afraid of success. And a lot of people don't really understand what that means. But, you know, sometimes it's the fact that you got to work, the fact that you got to change, the fact that you got to extend yourself more than you normally do to become this person that you just don't do it. And it's not that you don't know that you should do it. It's just that all that entailed in accomplishing it is scaring you from changing. And you cannot be afraid to make those steps to change. And it's you have to work at it. And I can only say it like this. We chase the good feeling, right? That's why people always take the easy way out. But if you really know the good feeling of knowing yourself, you really know that satisfaction of being cool with no matter what you say, or being in any zone, in any space, and it doesn't matter. You're all right with it. That feeling you have to work for, but it's well worth it. When you get to know yourself, it's well worth it.
And we have another video that I'm going to go ahead and put on. Again, what are we talking about today, ladies and gents? Do guys really know how to choose the right woman? Here we go.
If you're not looking at your finances, anything could be going on with it.
So basically, don't marry a thieving woman.
She's
a thief, bro.
It was their joint
He's
account.
married to the woman, and she's pulling money out.
It was a joint account.
No, he married, bro. He married a woman and said, "I trust you with the finances. Don't worry about shit. I'ma work. I'm going to trust you with the finances." So if I put my trust in you to make sure that you keep the finances and you pulling money out on the low for years, you're stealing.
It's not stealing.
It's stealing.
I don't know. Well, that's the wrong word.
Because I trust you not to do it.
Not stealing.
I trust you to maintain the finances and put them where they belong. Not for you to duck them off in an escape account.
It's not stealing.
Well, yeah, just to be like
She's
accurate,
entitled to have
she
what
is.
he brings in.
Okay, but
wouldn't that be her fun then? She didn't need an escape account.
I was about to say, okay, so that is, I feel like where she's going wrong.
Said escape account negates the fact that she's married and she's going to get half anyway. I think the fact that she's labeling it an escape account is, I think that's the shady part. But she could have said rainy day.
It did say rainy day.
no, not to him.
But
I think either way.
It said both. But I want to point this out. At the end of the day, you were saying you're blaming friends and mothers and this, that, and the other. At the end of the day,
The marriage is
it's not on them.
Exactly.
It's on her. She took that information and did what she wanted to do.
Okay, so, let me say this. And, because I hear guys all the time talk about having trust issues. And this is what I will say to you guys that have trust issues. And some of y'all might see that video and might say to yourself, this is why I have trust issues. It's not so much about trusting a woman as it is trusting in your ability to choose the right woman, right? And I'm here to tell you guys that what this woman is doing is more common than you might think, where you have women putting money to the side as an escape. They got an escape plan, right? Like, if and when shit don't work out, I got enough money to bounce with, and then I can set myself up and don't really have to struggle that much financially. And I'm here to tell you, when you're dealing with a woman who isn't really there for you, she's just there for the benefit of being a wife or being a stay-at-home mom where she doesn't have to work, more than likely she settled for you. Okay, you're not her priority. See, I need you guys to understand, when you're a woman's first choice and she really wants to be with you, the man, she's going to invest not only herself, but she's going to invest anything else she has to invest because she wants it to work. She wants to be with you, right? So she's dedicated to making a go of it. She's dedicated to doing her part to make sure that you guys have a healthy situation. So if you got a woman out the gate who's already stashing money away, right, she's already planning to dip, right? She's planning on it. So women who typically do that, the reason why they're doing that is because they know deep down inside you're not the guy they really want to be with. So it comes back to this. Do guys really know how to choose the right woman? And again, it's not about you trusting a woman. It's about you trusting your ability to select the right woman. Because do y'all think every woman is doing that? Taking money out secretly and stashing it? No. Again, it's more common than you might think, but not every woman who is doing that shit. But go ahead, Jay Roman, if you want to add to that.
I'm just thinking about that whole little thing. And what bothers me when you have these panels is where nobody, like the lady sitting there, like she don't understand what he's saying. No, that's not like, yeah, if we have a certain arrangement and agreement where there's money going into account for you to take it and then stash it somewhere, that's pretty shady, because it's not for the whole account. It's not for all of us. Yeah. And even if it happens, and even if it was with the best intent, that's where communication comes in. That's where all this other stuff comes in as far as the relationship. But to me, it tells me that he let his hand off the wheel when it came to leadership. You have to lead in all aspects, and she might be great with the finances and have the time to do it. But you mean to tell me you didn't check it at all? You didn't go over it, not just to check it behind her, but common mistakes, or to check and see where you guys are at with your savings, and add up things in your head. And I think that even guys, sometimes they always want somebody else to do something for them, and really just to take it over. And I think that's what's wrong with a lot of guys is take over this, take over leadership, take over that. Not I am assigning you this for us, so that way, hey, you take over that. That doesn't mean I don't check back on it. I don't mean I don't look at it again.
Exactly.
I don't care, how great the relationship is. And I'm not checking it to check, to see if you're stealing. I'm checking it just to check the numbers. I'm checking it just to check to see no human error. I'm checking just to see, where we got lead room and way that to do stuff, and I think to me, that's keeping everybody involved and up on board, So
well, it's checks and balances.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you are like, I'll use entertainers or these professional athletes, a lot of them have financial advisors. Do you know how many of these athletes or rappers or singers or whatever have had money stolen from them by their financial advisors? So even as a leader, when you delegate responsibilities to someone else, you still have to have checks and balances to make sure that, to your point, people are human beings. People are imperfect. They might make mistakes, right? So you still have to have checks and balances to make sure that what they're doing is in accordance with what you need to be done. Again, you see, a lot of guys, they'll say, well, you should be able to trust your woman. Let me tell y'all something about women. Okay, just in case you don't know, they're not infallible. They're not perfect. They're human beings. They're imperfect, right? So the fact that they're imperfect like everybody else, when you give someone access to your bank account where all your money is at, why wouldn't you check it? Why wouldn't you check it? And me personally, even though the woman was a stay-at-home wife, you're a fool, right, to give her access to your main bank account. I think Michael Strahan, ex-football player, used to play for the New York Giants. That happened to him where his ex-wife took $2 million out of the account. Why would you give? My thing is this, for all you guys, if you want to provide for your woman and you want to take care of her, fine. I'm not disagreeing with that. But why don't you have another account? But why don't you have another account? And you say, hey, this is the account where you can take from, if you want to go, kick it with your girls and, have brunch or whatever, you want to do shit for yourself. Here's an account. There's money in it, right? But if you go above, if you go above the allotment in that account and you spend too much, then you got to wait a whole nother month, right? Because look, let me tell y'all something. I saw a live stream years ago where this woman was talking about how her and her man were together. He was, the provider, the breadwinner. He took care of everything. And he did that where he set up an account and she would always have that account in the negative because she spent too much money. And then she would go to him and be like, baby, I spent all of that money. Can you give me some more? And my thing is, why would you even be with a woman who would do that? Right? But here's the thing, guys, when you very first meet women, this is why you take your time. You don't rush into relationships. You make sure that that woman is moving the way you need her to move, and you can see her doing that consistently over an extended period of time. You need to see how she moves. But that woman, she also needs to know that whatever she did to earn whatever role you gave her or put her in, she needs to continue to do that to continue to earn that role, right? The problem with a lot of guys, because you love a woman and you care for that woman, you just bestow all this trust on her because you love her. And my thing is, at what point did men stop being sensible and practical with their decision making? Okay, why would you give, let me ask guys this. Would you give your kids access to your bank account with all the money in it? Would you give your parents access? Would you give your boys that you've known all your life access to your main bank account? No, you wouldn't. So why is it you're giving this woman all this access? Why? Because she got a pussy, nigga, and you fucking her? Because to me, when you take away all the people that you love and you got trust for, why is she the lone person that got all this access? Right? Because you dicking her down and she in your crib and you quote unquote love this woman. Guys are so blinded by the fact that this is a woman who you are sexually and romantically involved with, and you automatically bestow all these responsibilities on her as if there doesn't need to be checks and balances to make sure that she's moving correctly.
I will say this though. If you have an allowance, if I'm balling out and give you allowance, and you want to save for a rainy day or you escape from the allowance I gave you, fine. Because you're doing it with you what to do with the allowance I give you. But if we had a joint account, not, and I'm putting money in this account for you to take care of the household and you're siphoning from there, that's something different. Yeah. I don't personally believe in stay-at-home moms. I don't believe in it.
I agree with you.
I don't believe in it unless you got 6 kids and 7 kids, but there just ain't enough work for one person to stay at home with 1 child or 2 child. I know because I did it before and it ain't enough. That was the worst thing I ever had to do, because now I found out about it. Like, you know what? This ain't enough work for somebody to just stay at home all day like this. You can get everything done. So I don't believe in it. So you got to go to work. I don't care how much money I'm making. I want you to go to work. Now, you could be a habitual quitter and quit at every job. As soon as they tell you to work on Saturdays and you don't want to, be like, nah, I ain't got to do that. Me and my family's well off, but nah, go to work. Do something productive. Do something productive. Yeah. Have something you got going on, not just sitting at home. So
I agree. And Jay Roman, I'm right with you. You're an able-bodied woman. You can get up and work. And my thing, because there are women who don't want to work. Okay, cool. Whatever you have a hobby in or whatever you're passionate about, monetize that. Monetize the thing that you like doing.
Exactly.
Right? So that way you feel like you're not working. You're actually doing shit that you like doing, that you happen to be making money doing. And my thing is this, and I said this about women. Okay, y'all need to make sure that these women are contributing to the type of lifestyle that they want. Right? It's not your job to provide a certain lifestyle for a woman. No, it's your job to provide for yourself. And if what you got going on isn't to the woman's liking, she either 1, don't got to deal with you, or 2, she got to kick in some money. So that way that lifestyle comes to fruition. But I think guys, again, if guys want to take care of their women, I ain't got a problem with that. But my thing is, make sure she's contributing though. Make sure she's doing so even look, peak game. Even if y'all get divorced and a woman gets half or she gets a percentage or whatever you're worth, make sure she at least earned it. Make it and staying at home and mopping the floor and doing a couple of dishes, that's not earning it. Because here's the thing, Jay Roman, I know how to wash dishes, brother. I know how to cook. I don't need a woman to do any of that, right? I know how to do all of that for myself. I'm a self-sufficient, self-reliant man. Now, if a woman is going to be with me, then she do got to be domesticated though.
Yeah,
like
you gotta do.
She do.
I know how to do it, but
you got to know how to do it too. So,
but my thing is like when you sit there and say I'm gonna pay for everything, you just turned it into a commodity and not
there
a mate.
There you go.
So and then you teach that person to look at you like that. You know, I am something here for this reason, to look a certain way, to be a certain way, and not be a part of the household like this. So yeah, now, you know, if you want to go down to the market and sell goods and do certain things and all this, yeah, do that. But you're just not gonna be sitting at home, you know, shopping all day long, talking about my man's taking care of me. Like, nah, that's not me. So I don't care how much money I got or make.
There you go.
So
you know what's so funny? Like when we have kids, right? We teach our kids to be self-sufficient and reliant, and how to be solution-based individuals, and basically how to go out in life and make a way for themselves. So we teach our kids this only for guys to grab a woman and then reverse all of that. Reverse all of that. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know what? You ain't got to be self-reliant no more. You ain't got to be a go-getter. You ain't got to be ambitious. You ain't got to do shit. So now you're back in the role from which you came. You're back in the role of the child being taken care of, but you're not adding any real intrinsic or intangible value to the situation.
And half of them ain't getting what they say they was gonna get in the first place with the stay-at-home person. If you got to bring home dinner still, if you don't hit the house and with something in the air, a smell good in the air, and relaxation ready for you, then what are you getting when you get home? Just somebody there, somebody to be, hey, oh, you're home. If you hear, oh, you home. Like that,
I might as well come home to an empty crib, dog, and be cool with that.
My clothes. Hey, you know what? I noticed there's something was ripped. I already stitched it up for you.
Yeah,
you staying at home for what? To lay around and nah, I'm good.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, that's what you're into, fellas.
So we got some questions here. Let's go ahead and get it right quick. So High Profile says, can you be a woman's first choice with no game? And if you can, then I don't think you can lead the woman with no game. Well, here's the thing, right? And I want guys to understand. Okay, you can be a woman's first choice sexually, right? Meaning that she might prioritize you over other men because she's sexually attracted to you and you bring in that heat in the bedroom. Okay, and or you can be a woman's first choice romantically. Meaning, not only are you a woman's first choice because she was attracted to you right away, but also she wants you. She wants to be with you, right? So can you initially be a woman's first choice, but later on she realizes you're not that guy she thought you were? So when you say no game, okay, so let's go with the premise that you turn out not to be the guy the woman thought you were. Okay, what that means is you're inconsistent. So the mere fact that you're an inconsistent man, right, you automatically don't have no game. And let me just say this real quick. This is what guys have to understand about dealing with women. And a lot of guys don't want to adhere to this fact. If you invite a woman into your life and y'all get into a serious relationship, whether it's girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, whatever it is, when things don't go right in that relationship, and if that relationship ends with drama, toxicity, as a man, you need to take 100% accountability for that. And I'm going to explain why. Either you chose the wrong woman to begin with, and that's usually for superficial reasons, or you had the right woman, but you fucked it up, right? Because you could meet a woman who has your best interest in mind. She's going to hold you down, right? She don't mean you no harm, right? She ain't trying to deceive you, manipulate you, take advantage of anything. But somewhere along the way, you said and or did a series of things that made her revisit her decision making when it comes to being with you. So what typically happens is that woman builds, animosity and resentment towards you, and then her actions towards you are a manifestation of the fact that you're not the man that she met, right? So either you had the wrong woman to begin with, that's why shit is going the way it's going, or you had the right woman and you fucked it up. And when I say fucked it up, it could be you talk to her crazy, you mistreat her, you are abusive mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever it is. It could be maybe you cheated on her. It could be that you lost your job, and instead of getting back on a good foot, maybe you started drinking too much. Maybe you started gambling away, bill money. And I've known that situation where guys, they had a down-ass chick, but they started making decisions that had an impact on the household, and now the woman doesn't respect them anymore. But go ahead, Jerry.
Yeah, to me, this is kind of like a loaded question here because I don't know your perception of what you perceive as a game. Is it just mouthpiece? Is it more than mouthpiece? I'll tell you this: the first person I ever noticed really with some game was nerds outside of like the close people around me, because nerds didn't give a care about what people thought of them. They were into whatever they was into, and they didn't care. They didn't care about nothing else. They cared about, hey, you could tease them, you could say all stuff for such and stuff. They were just into that little nerdy freaking game or space and whatever.
No, he's talking about games. He's talking about video games.
Right. No, but what I'm saying is that can you be a woman's first choice with no game? What is your perception of no game?
Okay, got you.
Is your perception of mouthpiece, the way you dress, the way you act? Because we all know that it's not about the mouthpiece. It's not about that. It's your whole total package.
It's everything. It's everything.
You believe in, and if can you stay in one direction the way you are? I went to school with a guy that pocket protector, square as can be. His laugh was square, everything about him. But I tell you this, people would tease him up and down, and he never changed who he is.
Gotcha.
Never changed who he is compared to a guy that's been following trends on the other hand because he thinks it's cool. Which one has game? Which one has more game? The guy at the party dressed like all other 18 people there, 20 people, 30 people there, or this one nerdy dude with the pocket protector with pins and stuff, talking to girls about the space, Star Treks and stuff that he loves.
There you go.
One person will look at that.
And let me just say this: just because you are a woman's first choice, that doesn't mean that the story is going to end well. It doesn't mean that. There's a lot of women right now who are either single or they are in relationships, and there was a guy that they wanted more than all the other guys, but she couldn't be with him for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? Because just because you are a woman's first choice doesn't mean you're perfect. It doesn't mean everything about you is hitting on 10. You know what I'm saying? Right? You could be a woman's first choice for superficial reasons. I want guys to understand that. But when we talk about first choice, it's just from a genuine, authentic, sincere aspect. How she views you and how she feels about you comes from a very genuine place, right? It has nothing to do with money or anything else. Like she really fucks with you for real. But even if you got a woman that fucks with you for real, you can still fuck it up. You can still fuck it up, right? Just understand that. So hold on, we got another question.
Yeah.
So he says, would it be rude to tell my girlfriend to leave my home since she's not putting out or giving me any, or would that be manipulation because I wouldn't want to do that? So here's my take on that. If one of the reasons why my woman is at my house because I want to smash that and she ain't trying to do that, then she got to go. She got to go. What? I mean, then you say, see, this is the problem with a lot of you guys. This is why a lot of women end up not respecting y'all and not respecting any boundaries because you don't set boundaries. Part of setting boundaries is establishing what it is you require from the women that you deal with. And here's the thing. This is one of the reasons why I'm not a fan of monogamy or sexual exclusivity. Okay, and let me just say this before I get into what I'm about to say. I understand that monogamy and being sexually exclusive, that some people, that's what they want to do. And it has a place in our society. But one of the problems that I have with monogamy and sexual exclusivity is a lot of you guys, you're putting your sex life in a woman's hands. Like you're literally allowing this woman to dictate what happens with your penis. You're giving her too much power. So if you're going to be monogamous, if you're going to be sexually exclusive, you need to make sure that that woman is on the same page when it comes to the frequency of the sex you like, the freaky shit, the fetishes you have, all that shit you like to do. You need to make sure that that woman understands that if you like to have sex 5 days a week, she needs to understand that that's what it is. Okay, and if she can't maintain what it is you need for her to maintain, then maybe she ain't the woman for you, or maybe you need to have more than one woman that you're dealing with, more than one woman. And you need to tell her, hey, look, if you ain't trying to fuck me when I want to fuck, then you're going to have to tag another woman in. And that's just what it is. It's nothing to be ashamed about. Don't let women shame you. Why we got to fuck all the time? Like my thing is...
He's already lost in the game now.
Yeah.
Because his last sentence, because I wouldn't want to do that. Then why are you putting a scenario in your head that you ain't even going to follow through with? Like the point is,
bro.
Look, how many times this doesn't happen? You know what I'm saying? Because right now, this is the process to get fired for me.
Yeah.
I'm kicking you. Yeah, get out. But, I'm trying to do some things. If you ain't trying to do what I'm trying to do, it's time to leave.
Pretty much.
I'm not gonna be sitting here walking around rock hard. You can hold a towel on it, and you sitting there watching TV, talking about let's cuddle and watch TV. No, I'm not doing that. It's time to go. Now, if I gotta tell you it's time to go too many times, then it's gonna be the last time. Because that's it. Why are we together if we have a sexual relationship, and this is what we have, then why are we together not living our relationship the way we had this relationship?
And let me say this. J. Roman, let me say this. See, this is why it's important when you very, very first meet women, only deal with women that are sexually attracted to you now, right? Because if you're dealing with a woman who is going to make you wait for sex, later on down the road, she's going to make you wait for sex again because you've already given her the power to make that type of decision where you only go on her timeline, right? When you very first meet women, if you're only dealing with women who are sexually attracted to you now, right? And they actually lust you now. And then when you guys actually get around to having sex, and she loves the sex, she can't get enough of you. She's intoxicated. She's dickmatized, right? So as long as you're consistent and you don't switch up on her, right? She's gonna be that way. 6 months from now, a year from now, 3 years from now, 4 or 5 years from now, assuming she doesn't have any medical issues like a hysterectomy or something like that, she is still going to be that woman that can't get enough of you. So if you're dealing with women, they can take it or leave it when it comes to your penis. You're probably dealing with a woman who's either not all that sexually attracted to you, or the sex you're giving her, she could take it or leave it.
Yeah, substitute. If you had a business and you had a great employee, but every night they need to take the trash out, but they refuse to take the trash out, it don't matter. It don't matter how often. You know what I'm saying? How great. You either gonna do two things: hire somebody to take the trash out, or get rid of that employee for a new one. So let's just be honest. Like, it affects. But the thing is, communication is the key, and you got to be man enough to communicate that from the very beginning. I used to tell women like this: our relationship, no matter what style it is, it's a vehicle, and it's driven by me. I'm the front tire, you the back tire. Divide your tire up into pie pieces on what's important. I would divide my tire up in the front, and I would show them. I would draw it out and show them. Okay, and it would be about 3/4 the pie. I'd be like sex, and then it'd be little slenders, of little different little things. And I would tell them this: if you take the little slender piece out, we can still roll. It'll be a thump in the road. But if it doesn't get repaired, it'll slowly affect the rest of everything.
Yeah.
But if you take this big pie piece out, this car ain't rolling nowhere.
There you go.
So you got to be clear cut and then stick to it. But you ain't gonna stick to it because you said I wouldn't want to do that. Anybody said I wouldn't want to do that, you ain't sticking to it.
J. Roman, I have no problem kicking a chick out the crib. And I'm not gonna be mean about it, but I'm gonna do it quickly. Like, look, here's the thing, and I've said this before: you never argue with women about sex. Never argue with women. You just tell women what it is, and either they can get their mind right, or you got to get rid of them. But I'm not gonna argue with a woman. How come you don't want to have sex with me, man? What's up with you, man? That's fucked up. I took you out last night, and I can't even get no buns. I'm not arguing with no woman about sex. I'm not arguing with a woman about sex. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all the story, and I debated on whether or not to tell this story or not. But and I told it before, but I'm gonna tell it again because I want to put this in people's recent memory. I had a woman I was with. Now, this was a woman who was sexually attracted to me right away. We started off as fuck buddies right away. So, a few years into the relationship, right, I can only assume that she was listening to some bad information because she did something that surprised the fuck out of me. So one day I go in a room, right, and I'm kind of rubbing her leg and I'm kind of shaking her a little bit, and I'm like, girl, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and go to the bathroom and freshen up so I can get that right quick. And she says, I don't know, we haven't been out in a while, right? It wasn't that we haven't been. She ain't never did that shit before. She's like, we haven't been out in a while, and I said, are you trying to make our sex life transactional? Is that what the fuck you're trying to do? Right? That's what I said, right? I said, are you trying to make our sex life transactional? I said, don't even worry about it. I said, don't even worry about it. I said, I'm fucking one way or another tonight, right? So then I went to the bathroom, J. Roman, and I started shaving, right? I turned the shower on, and she was like, what do you mean you're fucking one way or the other? I said, that's what I meant. I'm fucking one way or the other. So you're gonna go cheat on me? I said, how can I be cheating on you when I'm telling you I'm fucking one way or the other? So basically, I was getting ready to go out, right? And she understands, or she understood. I said understand like it's present, but she understood I'm the kind of guy that can go out and meet a chick quick and make it happen, right? Because I met her quick and made it happen. So she understands how I move. So when she saw me shaving, she said, okay. So she brought me back to the bed. Not only did we fuck that night, but she made sure to initiate sex for the next 6 days. So for 7 days straight, she made sure, right, that she was on it. And the point that I want to make with that story is sometimes women are going to bump their head and catch momentary amnesia and possibly do some goofy shit. But you have to redirect them back to the task at hand. And her and I, we never had a problem again after that.
Put up Jay's comment, man. This is
which one? Right here.
I don't want to kick her out, but wouldn't that be manipulation tactic to just kick her out? She's also has my son.
Okay? I don't care.
Are you guys living together? Are you guys cohabitating together? That changes the scenario because you're saying a girlfriend that's just coming over. That's something different. Are you guys living together? Now, I would tell you this ain't your only issue.
Yeah.
This ain't your only issue. Because for you to say manipulation, that means that it's not really you.
There you go.
Right? You're only doing a tactic to see if you can get what you want, but it ain't really you. Because when they know it's really you, it's not a tactic, it's just the way you're living. Either this is happening or we can't be together. So there is no, now for me, if we're in an exclusive monogamy relationship and you are ducking out on this, that tells me you want a substitute. You do not want to handle this role of responsibility. I'm going to find somebody to handle this role of responsibility, and that's going to be it. Now you're going to have to go. But
but see,
you're You're manipulating.
Yeah.
You want the action,
Mm-hmm.
and you're willing to manipulate to get the action, but you don't want to stand on business for her to understand what is going on here.
Yeah. Well, let me say this, right? Before you guys get into a relationship, specifically a relationship where there is an expectation that both of you are going to be sexually exclusive, you need to make sure that she understands your sexual appetite. Okay, you need to make sure that she understands your sexual appetite, right? Guys, you should never have to negotiate the frequency of sex that you're having with the woman that you selected to be your woman. That should be understood. But I would also ask you this: what's her reasoning? Okay, is she sick? Does she have a fever? What's her reasoning for not wanting to have sex with you?
Yeah, I think at this point you need to have a conversation. There's no need to manipulate. It's just a conversation. Like, look, I've noticed this is happening. This is what's going on. I can't do that. So I'm gonna tell you how I'm going to handle it.
Yeah.
If you don't want me to handle it like that, then you need to step up and do this. If this continues to be an issue, this and this and this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So it has to be clear communication. But if you can't do that, then your biggest issue ain't about sex right now. Your biggest issue is about your leadership. So you might want to find and define yourself first and then move on from there. Like sometimes you got to step back and work on you so you could be better for your household. So you could be the leader of the household.
But my thing is, how is that manipulation? How is that? First of all, I need women to understand. I want women to listen. I want y'all to understand me. If you come to my crib, as soon as you walk across that threshold, just understand at any given moment while you're here, you're going to be entered. If you got a problem with me massaging your sugar walls, don't come over. Because whether we're kicking it for 30 minutes or a couple of hours, at any given moment, I can lift your ass off that couch. We might just do it on the couch, and lead you to the bed. Right? Any given moment, your sugar walls are going to be massaged at any given moment. So if you're not prepared for that, then you got to bounce. I remember probably about a year or so ago, I want to say it was Miles and Lucario. They did a live stream. And this guy was dealing with this woman that he was casually seeing. So this wasn't a woman he was dating seriously. This wasn't his girl. This was a woman he was casually seeing that he had already had sex with. So he invited her over to the crib. And she told him that she had started her cycle, her period, right? So she gets to the crib, and at some point, he asked her for dome. And she said, no, what am I getting out of it? Now, I want you guys to understand the psyche of a woman who would tell you, no, I'm not going to slurp you up because I'm not getting nothing out of it. Let's go back to first choice. When you are a woman's first choice, when a woman is actually sexually attracted to you, she don't mind slurping you up because what she's getting out of it is pleasing the man that she likes, right? And I need guys to understand something. When you're dealing with a woman who's really about you, she wants to pleasure you. She wants to put a smile on your face. She wants to do that. So if you're dealing with a woman who ain't about pleasing you unless she can get something out of it, this is a woman, she isn't there for you. She's there for herself. So my thing, and the guy, when a chick told him no, he let her stay there. So Jay, go, I'm giving you some game. He let her stay in the crib, right? My thing is, number one, if a chick tell me she on her cycle and I'm mainly motivated for her to come over to slurp me up, I'm going to let her know before she come over. Hey, as long as you understand that by the end of the night, your jaws are going to be a little sore, right? You can come on over here. I'm just letting you know. You're on your cycle. I'm not trying to have sex with a woman on her period. That shit is disgusting to me, right? But be prepared You know what I'm saying? To get a jaw workout over this motherfucker.
I told him, hey,
yeah,
you better chew some bubble gum.
Yeah. Get some jaw exercise going.
I mean, bubble yum. Chew the bubble yum.
Yeah.
So, but Jay Go here, he's past that point, because to me it seems like he didn't respond in the text, but I'm assuming they're living together because they have a son together. So, basically your woman now is not giving you what you want. And so there's so much stuff involved in that. Like, she's not respecting you no more. Your leadership is all off. Like, there's a lot of stuff in this area right now that you need to concentrate more on than just the act. It's the mentality behind saying no is what you need to concentrate on.
But also, my bad. Go ahead. You got it.
And it could come from a lot of different things. My main thing is knowing and recognizing your mistakes and correcting them, not for her, but for you to understand what you should do in this scenario. Because when you get to that point, you ain't got to ask nobody what to do. You're going to do it because you know exactly where you're coming from and where you stand for. So.
And let me say this, and shout out to Miles. Shout out to Miles Cunningham. Shout out to him. He said a few times that when you're very first dating a woman or seeing a woman, every time you see each other, you should be smashing. Every single time. And I agree with him. Okay, and the reason why you should smash every single time is because you're planting the seed in her mind, and you're setting boundaries with your actions that every time you see her, that you're going to smash. So she already knows, and it's not even, you don't even got to tell a woman, right? Women are very adept at being able to see how you move, and they understand there's a certain expectation or requirement for them to be in your life based on how you move. So if you establish early and often that every single time y'all see each other, even if you're taking her out to eat, if you're taking her to a comedy show, if you're taking her to a concert, whatever date choice you guys like to do, even if you're doing all of that, still hit that, right?
And so that way,
being consistent. There you go.
If not, this is where you end up. And the thing is, like, a lot of guys has ended up in this point, and it happens. You're in a relationship, and most of the time when you're in a relationship, I don't know. I ain't never been in a relationship in the beginning where we ain't smashed like, all day, every day.
That's what I'm saying.
When the relationship continues to go on, and you get relaxed because she comes over and you don't smash, you just watch a movie or something, and she's like, I'm tired, and you're like, okay, whatever. Then the next, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden that becomes the norm and not what's established. And the thing is, that's where the mistake was made when saying, no, this is not an optional thing. This is who I am.
It's a requirement.
It's the requirement for who I am. And if you don't establish that, now you're caught in a situation. And I had to get up and fold the clothes for the son and cook something for the son, and I did this, and now I'm tired. And no. There's a bigger conversation that needs to be had with you in this relationship, Jay. And I think that you personally, you might want to get some help to say, hey, I have to reestablish myself. Because it's not about the act, it's about the mentality for her not to take care of you.
Yeah. So, and let me say this, and I speak about this often. A lot of guys, you do things, and you don't understand the ramifications of your decisions, right? And I refer to it as inadvertent behavior. And what I mean by that is, shout out Renee, appreciate you, baby girl. And what I mean by that is this. A lot of guys, and Jay Roman, to your point, a lot of you guys, you do things and you don't understand how it's being perceived by the woman that you're with. So what I mean by that is this, and Jay Go, I would be interested to have you validate what I'm about to say. How many times did you go over to her place, or did she come over to your place, or did you guys go out and do something where you didn't have sex? So in her mind, she's thinking, oh, okay, so I have an option now. I have options that when we're spending time together, I don't got to fuck them. So when you try and get that and hit that, she's looking at you like, why don't we just do what we did yesterday? Just spend time together and not have sex, because you've already established that you're okay with that. Now, guys, if you're not in the mood to have sex, I'm not telling you to have sex because you're not in the mood. I'm not telling you have sex anyway. That's not what I'm telling you. What I am telling you is you need to establish a norm in the
bust
relationship.
One for the day you can't bust one.
Yeah, there you go. But even if you don't have sex, man, go grab the coconut oil, have her give you a hand job. Tell her to slurp you up, right? And all it really is you need to understand, is she the type of woman, even if she's not in the mood, is she still down to make sure that your sexual needs, wants, and desires are fulfilled? And to me, why would you want to be in a relationship with a woman who doesn't want to make sure that your sexual needs, desires, and wants are fulfilled? And for all you guys that get into these sexually exclusive relationships, that should be the number one thing that she understands. Yeah, if you're going to be the only woman that I'm dealing with, you need to make sure that you're ready to go when I'm ready to go. You know what I'm saying? And if she got a problem with that, then she don't have to be in a relationship. Or she needs to understand that, okay, cool, you ain't in the mood. I'm going to go holler at somebody that is.
So,
I don't understand what the problem is.
He got a lot of stuff on that one. That is, he got a lot of stuff because he threw the son in there. You're making excuses. You're trying to use it as manipulation.
He's giving her a pass. He's giving her a pass.
What you want out of your relationship is not manipulation.
No.
How you go about getting it. And the only way it's called manipulation is when there's nothing backing it behind it. Because basically you're kind of trying to do it to, see, I can put you out. Like, if you don't give it to me, it ain't, it's more than about that. Your whole mentality's off. I'm a man in this household in your life, and you're not taking care of me. Nope.
Yeah, I got, and let me just say this. And for all you guys who ever experienced a situation where when you very first met the woman, she used to always want to have sex, but all of a sudden now she doesn't, but she don't have no medical issues. I'm here to tell you that there are some women who will literally use sex to get into a relationship. They'll use sex. So for any of you guys, if you ever encounter, and I've never encountered this, but I heard guys talk about it. If you ever encounter a situation where you're dating a woman and then one day you try and fuck and she tells you, why do you always have to have sex? Why can't we just kick it? This is a woman who probably is not sexually attracted to you. This is a woman who probably doesn't enjoy fucking you. And the only reason she was giving it to you a lot was so she can basically utilize her vagina as a conduit to get to the relationship. And now that she got the relationship, she's like, well, I got to fuck you all the time now. Because I got what I wanted. And it's really no different. Look, watch this. It's really no different than guys who in the beginning would take women out all the time. You would always do date night with her. You would always kick it with her. And then as soon as you got the relationship, you stopped dating her. It's really no different, right? Just like you got guys that use dates to lure women in. And I had an ex. Let me say this, and I'm gonna pass it to you, Jay. One of my exes told me that she had a guy that she was in a relationship with, and that's what he did. He took her out. He would ask her where you want to go, what you want to do, and he would do all the dates that she wanted. As soon as they got into the relationship, it dried up. So she asked him, why don't you take me out no more? You used to always take me out. And his words, now this is what she told me. I already got you. Why I got to do dates? So she said, so the only reason you did the dates was to get me? He said, yeah. Now that I got you, there's no need for me to continue doing the dates because I got what I wanted. So just like you have guys who use that to get women, you will have some women, they might fuck you frequently in the beginning, but it's not necessarily because they desire you sexually. It's because it's a means to an end. I got to do this to get to what I want. Ask those guys who are in sexless relationships or marriages. Ask them, Has it always been this way? Probably not, right? So this is why it's important that you pay attention to what the woman is doing in accordance to what you want her to do, but also it's very, very important to understand why that woman is with you, right? A lot of guys, you're just happy to have the woman, but you don't understand why she's motivated to be there, right? This is why I talk about women having agendas. If a woman has an agenda that's not in alignment with yours and you're not paying attention, she's going to interject her agenda in the equation, and it's going to be diametrically opposed to yours. And how you're going to know it is when the things you require her to do, she fights you on doing it.
See, and that's the thing. With all that you're saying, Zach, which is 100% true, it does not negate the man's responsibility to lead. And if you can't trace back what went wrong that you were doing to have it where it is now, then that is the issue. You have to be able to trace back all the steps where you realized, aha, you know what? I was a little laxed on this. I did let a week go by before we, didn't even have this conversation. 2 months went by before I even talked to her about it. Like, you have to be on P's and Q's yourself. And this is the thing. It has to be one of those things that when you got game and you're in a relationship, it don't stop. There's no rest for the weary.
You need more game. You need more game when you got a relationship. You need way more game. Yeah.
You got to put the work in, and you got to say things in a way where it's like it's cold. It is cold. Yes. Oh, I've been at barbecues. All these women around. Would you do? Yes, in a heartbeat. What happened if you broke up today? I'll be doing something tonight. What?
Same day.
Yes. She calling for substitute? That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Oh, you would do that? Yes. Yes, I would. We're gonna keep it aligned. We're gonna stay consistent. We're always going to make sure that we move the way we want to move because we're creating a world for them. Now, I will tell you this. I'm sorry if your woman just had a baby, if she got some stuff medically going on and some things like that, like, come on, you got to have some understanding. But that's about it.
And Uncle Guns, he says weak males prioritize the 30 minutes they spend with the female more than they value the other 23.5 hours a day with themselves. And that's true. And see, and here's the thing. When you prioritize yourself and you value yourself and you put your wants, needs, and desires at the forefront, that's going to lessen the likelihood that you end up in a situation dealing with women that are trying to come into your life and just extract, but they don't bring anything. They just come into your life and extract, but they don't bring nothing. Right, but the onus is on you, the man. And hold on, real quick. I want to point out something. Let me get back to. I just saw it. God damn it! Where did it go? Right, okay, right here. It's Ahmad. I wouldn't even say necessarily that it's about skill and experience. I'm not negating the fact that you do need skill and experience to navigate the dating scene when it comes to women. What it really is guys ignore red flags. Guys are so happy to have a woman in their life, they're not paying attention to the signs, right? They're not paying attention to the signs that dealing with this woman is to their detriment. They're not paying attention. They are ignoring shit. See, let me tell you something. I used to think like most people think, okay? Both men and women are guilty of having this mindset, right? And that mindset is when you notice shit that ain't quite right, a lot of people turn a blind eye to the red flags because this is what they do. They say, well, based on everything that's going on, there is more good than bad, right? So they weigh it. There is more good than bad that I'm getting from this woman. So you know what? I'll accept it. And what it really is, there should be no bad. There should be no bad. I'm not saying everything is perfect, but there should be no bad, meaning there should be no red flags that speak to the possibility that dealing with this woman could prove to be a detriment for you. See, it's okay if a woman has an agenda, right? I need you guys to understand this, and this is where game comes in at. Let's say you meet a woman, right, and you're mainly motivated to just deal with her on a sexual tip. You're not looking for anything serious. However, she is attracted to you sexually, but she's also looking for something serious. Okay, what that means is she has a primary agenda and a secondary agenda. The key is to make her primary agenda your agenda, meaning whatever your agenda is, that's also her primary agenda. Now, her secondary agenda could be a relationship. What you don't want to happen is where a woman interjects her relationship agenda and then puts your agenda on a back burner. And now you're moving in accordance with her agenda, right? Because then what happens is you're basically saying, oh, let me do what she want to do, and then I'll get what I want on the back end. No. The woman has to move how you want to move. Now, if the woman wants more than sex, she can get that on the back end, assuming that she's put herself in position to show you she's worthy of that. I don't care if a woman has another agenda, but she gonna get on my program first. And whatever she talking about that's not in alignment with me, either that's never gonna come to light, or we can revisit that later. But even if she has a secondary agenda of a relationship, if I feel like she's worthy of a relationship, we can explore that. But it has to be on my terms, though. So even if she has an agenda, that's fine. But ain't nothing happening if it ain't on my terms. All right, so if we got any more questions. All right, so y'all, we're about to get up out of here. I would highly suggest you throw in, let's make sure we got all the, I think we got all the, no, we got one more. We got one more right here. This is going to be the last question we're going to answer. We want to get up out of here. So he says, when do I introduce sharing meals or ask her to make me something to eat? For the past 3 months, we've only been hooking up, or should I wait for her to take the initiative and cook on her own? Okay, here's my thing. Okay, this is just me. You guys can do what you want. I'm not telling you to move as I move. This is me. I'm not doing shit extra if the woman hasn't shown me a level of investment beyond sex. This is what I mean by that. I'm cool with a woman and I having a fuck buddy relationship for 3 months, 6 months, a year, and her and I never do anything beyond sex. I'm cool with that arrangement. So this is what I would say. If the woman I'm dealing with, if she wants more than just sex, right, she needs to show me that she's the type of woman that I should take seriously beyond just sex. She needs to show me that, right? So if all she's doing is fucking and sucking me, I don't have no incentive to feed her. I don't have no incentive to take her out and do anything because she's showing me all she's bringing is sex. So why would I feel compelled to do anything other than that? So what I would ask you is, Frank, outside of her just having sex with you, what about her makes you want to spend non-sexual time with her? I would ask you that. Now, you can do what you want, but understand once you introduce non-sexual shit, right, you're changing the whole dynamic of what you have going on. It's no longer a fuck buddy thing. It's something else. Now, are you prepared to deal with what that entails, right? Because once you introduce non-sexual shit to women and they actually like it, now that becomes the new norm for them. Just be prepared for that. Once you start letting women spend the night, once you start taking showers and sharing meals with women, that becomes their new norm. That becomes a new expectation. So what happens with a lot of you guys, when y'all start to spend non-sexual time with women, you realize you don't like them. Like, I really don't like this chick. She kind of goofy. Then what you try to do is you say, how can I have sex with her and get back to just the sex while taking all of this shit that I introduce away? You can't. Once you introduce that non-sexual shit and you try and take it away and get back to just sex, 99% of the time, you're going to have drama. Because most women, they're not going to let you do that. They're not. So unless you're prepared to be consistent with what you're introducing, you better think about it. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, well, should I wait for her to take the initiative? No, you should always take the initiative. But it sounds like you're trying to promote a fling into a girlfriend, and that's something we've been talking about this whole time. When you promote the fling to a girlfriend without her showing, not just saying, but showing and listening and doing everything that you've asked to promote her to a girlfriend. Just because you're hooking up with somebody and it's consistent doesn't mean that person automatically goes from fling to girlfriend. So what do you want out of a girlfriend? Because you're about to do girlfriend, boyfriend sort of things. When you do things like this, share a meal or have her cook for you, in her head, she's taking it out of the zone of just hooking up and fling. Now, if that's what you want to do, not because she does it so well, but because of other qualities that you saw in her that she's done so well. Now, I ain't promoting nobody if I don't know how they cook. That's me.
That's facts.
That's like, I need to know that you cook extremely well, that you like to feed me and rub this belly. Now, if that ain't happening, then we're definitely not going from hooking up to girlfriend. But however, you have to know exactly what you want, not just because y'all been smacking for 3 months. So you're always going to take the initiative. Always.
Yeah. So my thing to Frank would be this. At any point of your dealing with her, has she done anything outside of the box? Okay, and what I mean by that is this. Let's say for the sake of argument, you're just piping down this babe for the last few months. And she says, I'm thirsty. Would you mind if I grab something to drink? Yeah, just some water in the refrigerator. Right. So let's say she goes to the refrigerator and she sees that out of a 12-pack of water, you got like 3 left. And she grabbed one of the 3. Now, if she's the type of woman where the next time she comes over, she brings a whole new 12-pack because she saw you were low on her own, you might be working with something. Or, because I've had women do this. These are women I'm just fucking, mind you. I've had women who were on their way over just for some dick, and they hit me up, and they said, hey, I'm at McDonald's, or I'm at this restaurant in the drive-thru. I was hungry. I was getting myself something to eat. Do you want me to pick you up something? I didn't ask her to do that, but she's doing that on her own. So if women are doing stuff on their own, now understand, when women are doing stuff on their own, you can't get too excited about that, because a lot of times when women do shit on their own, they have an agenda. And that agenda is usually because they like you, they're feeling you, and they want access to you non-sexually. So you will have women that do things, and that's fine. It's fine if a woman wants access to you non-sexually and she wants you to look at her as someone you can date. Seriously, there's nothing wrong with that. But even when women are doing shit on their own, you still have to provide instructions. So an example is that same chick who brought that 12-pack of water without you asking. Okay, now the next time she come over, right, you say, hey, stop by, let me think of a restaurant. Stop by, stop by Chick-fil-A and get me a number 4. Now what you want to see is she going to give you pushback? Is she going to be like, okay, well, can you cash at me like $10? Right? You want to see how does she respond to giving you instructions. Okay. Does she respond? Sure. What do you want? Okay, no problem. I got you. Right? Does she sound excited? Right? Or is she resistant? Or can you hear the fact that she's hesitant or reluctant in her voice? Now you know she ain't the one. Right? So my thing is, you're talking about, asking her to make you something to eat or sharing a meal, but what has she done that's worthy of her basking in your physical presence in that way? What has she done? This nigga stupid. I'm getting down on both knees, bro. Why you lying? Why you telling people I'm getting down on both knees and shit? Pause. But yo, man, look, guys, we're about to wrap it up. You said what?
Men should be drinking pineapple juice. If you know
there
about
you
pineapple
go.
juice.
Oh yeah, I drink mango juice, pineapple juice, but my favorite
mango
is
juice, pineapple juice. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I you know, the main thing in that question for me is you got to know yourself and what you want.
There you go.
Outside of that, you're the only one that's gonna bring whatever relationship that you want to fruition with, as far as how you want it to happen. And 3 months is, to me, is if you guys are just smashing for 3 months and you want this to happen, then fine. But at the same time, not until you do. And everything is worked for. Everything must be worked for when it comes to you. So
everything, because and guys, look, I get it. I get it. I understand there is nothing like an attractive, soft woman who is laying in your lap. She got her feet in your lap. You know, you're playing with her bunions and shit. I get it. I get it. You want that affection, right? There's nothing like feminine affection. I love it too. I love a woman's energy. However, I don't love a woman's affection and energy enough to give her access to me that she hasn't earned yet. She got to earn that, because here's the thing. The most important parts of who I am can't be found out in the bedroom. It can't be found out in the bedroom. The most important parts of who I am as a man can only be found out by dealing with me non-sexually. So if a woman wants to be privy to that, she got to do more than just bring sex my way. She got to do way more, right? And because I understand my value as a man, I understand what it's like to have a woman fall in love with me. I understand what it's like. I understand how powerful I am, as far as just who I am as a man, how powerful it is and how much influence I have in different situations with different women. I understand that. So I can't just give that to women just because they're cute. I can't, right? It's too much. I look at it as it's way too much value to just give it to you just because. Right?
Go ahead. Gentlemen, you guys will understand it too if when you move like that. Like, what's so funny? Me and my brother, we laugh about it, right? My younger brother, because one time he was having a tough time, Dylan. I said, man, you're gonna ride with me today. I got some stops to make. So I was making my phone calls and, hey, I want to see this juice in your refrigerator. I told another one, hey, when I come by, I'm bringing my brother. I want, on some breakfast, some breakfast food and stuff like that. And then, I had made arrangements for when our last stop was going to be this young lady's house, and she had a roommate. And I told her, I said, hey, I'm bringing my brother. He's of age and stuff like that, and we're gonna hang out. We're gonna chill out. Now, so we started our day. We did our whole little process, and I'm trying to teach them different things, and tell them different stuff. And we get there, and I forgot what the young lady did. It was this teddy bear that I brought or something that I won at the fair. I had a different bears. I had a different date that I won at the fair, and I won multiple bears. So I was handing the bear out. I said, here's a bear. And she was upset that I handed the bear, which she knew it comes from the fair, but I didn't go to the fair with her.
She put two and two together.
Right. Like, so you've been to the fair, but you didn't go with me. And I was like, nah, I went with a big old group and stuff, but whatever. Now, in the meantime, the argument kept going. And I said, you know what? Fuck this bear. I stabbed the bear with a knife. We argued over a goddamn bear.
This nigga here deleting bears and shit.
Yeah, and we laughed about it and stuff like that. And, the whole night went on. And my brother, we stayed the night there. And in the morning, the roommate really liked my bro, because my brother was funny as hell. So I'm driving back and I said, hey, man, so, you kicked it with me all day. Like, did you see, what was going on? And, this stop and that stop. And, yeah. And he's like, I'm not like you, okay? I'm not like you. I'm just this, and I'm just, and I was just like, no, I didn't tell you to be like me. I want you to be you, but I want you to understand you ain't got to let nobody run over you. This happy life mentality and all this other stuff. It ain't gonna be. What did I tell them when I came in the door? You're gonna see me from this time to this time, and we out this time to this time. Like, and I was trying to tell them, like, you gotta be yourself, you gotta be you. We laugh about it to this day because now he understands what I was trying to teach him, and we laugh about it. He says, man, I remember we was in the car and he was like, man, I ain't like you. I said, dude, I was so disappointed in my face because I realized I was a bad teacher. I don't know. I should have taught him a better way. But at the same time, when you realize it, when you guys put the work and just realize it later on, you'll be so much better because you'll realize everybody in your life is there for a certain design and it's the way you want it. So now you can hold yourself accountable for when things don't really go well to when they do go well. And that's a peaceful feeling.
All right. And on that note, guys, that has been the Manhood is a Skill Set show. Shout out to Miles Cunningham. Shout out to the homie Jay Roman. Shout out to yours truly, Zach. That's right. Do guys really know how to choose the right woman? Unfortunately, no. Guys, fuck with us tomorrow, 12 Eastern, 11 Central. Do men really want respect, or are they afraid of responsibility? And this video clip that I saw, shout out to Steve the Dean, it's horrible. It's going to be a dope show tomorrow. Come through and fuck with us. For all of y'all that super chatted, called in, asked questions, or participating in the live chat, for all the ladies that came through, I salute y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all day. We out. Peace.